Next, on our discussion on special functions is the case where we have sorting, right? Okay, so let me copy this and put special inbuilt functions. Okay, so this is for sorting and so forth. So the first one, when we want to sort things, so you remember, if you are familiar with Excel, Excel has sort in there, right? Now, when you are sorting, let's say a column in Excel, it will ask you, do you want to include other columns? If you include other columns, then it will sort that column in conjunction with the others. In other words, each row will be moved around depending on its position on the sorting column. So sort is not like that. Sort, in this case, we pass in a vector in R. We pass in a vector, and then the sort will just rank order it, So that's all. So let's look at the help files for sort. Okay. So it says ordering vectors. So it's just for a vector. So to use it, we copy this. It says sort X, right? And of course, we can add our own stuff, but the main arguments you need is X and then decreasing. Okay. So sort is just like this. You sort X. So by default, it does it in the increasing. It means you have the smallest value first and the last value at the last end. So let's look at this. Let's go back to our usual data that we've been using and Anorexia, right? And let's say I want to sort them so that I know let's say the maximum or the minimum pre-weight of those who enrolled. Okay, so if that is the case, sort Anorexia, the Anorexia data is pre-weight. Okay, so in that case, I'll copy this. Okay, and then I'll do the 2 so you know the difference. So X will then be equal to Anorexia. Okay, and then of course you must have ticked mass, otherwise you won't get this. And please note this. Okay, so if we do this, you see 70, 70.5, 70. So this is what in increasing order. And then the last one is the highest or the largest weight. And then this one is a minimum, right? Okay. Now, if I change this to decreasing false, to be true. So by default, decreasing is what? False. But if I change it to true, then what is happening is that it will reverse it. So the maximum will be first and then it decreases and so forth. So that is sorting. Okay. So I move on to the B, which is ordering. And for ordering, we use order. Now, order can mean that we want to order a data object. So here it can be the whole matrix, right? And then you order in relation with to just one either row or column. Okay, so order. So order, sometimes order, this is how you use it. Order returns or permutation, it rearranges its first argument into ascending or descending order. So you can arrange just like we did sort into this. So the main things are order, then we put in the value, NA dot last true. So for example, in some cases, you have a data set in which you have missing data. Then when you order them, you can say by default NAs will be the last subjects, right? That's what it means. And then decreasing is false. So by default, decreasing is false. Okay. Now, what do we want to do here with order? Let's assume that you see the anorexia data. We can display all of it, and there it is. Okay, so here I want to order them with pre-weight such that the least, okay, the person with the least weight will be the least pre-weight will be the first person. Okay, so that's what in that case we can employ order. Okay, so order. If we want to do that, then I'll copy order, right? And then I'll take off method. I don't need that. Okay, decreasing is false. NA.last true, that is also default, so it's not needed. So I need order here. Even decreasing false, I can take it off. Okay, but here you see this what is happening here is that this is giving me which the position, the row numbers of the row numbers of anorexia that contains. So if we go, that contains the least pre-weight. So the first one is 41. So if I go to 41, I will see, you see the 70. 70 was the least pre-weight, so that is there. So what we are going to do is that we are going to use this as an index, remember, like subscript, when we're doing subscripting to take them out or to arrange them. So that's what we are going to do. So what we do is that we will call anorexia. Okay, I'll call anorexia like this, and then because I'm subscripting, I'll use this. Okay, now then I put in this subscript, but that is for each row. Okay, so I am subscripting, for example, the first one will be 41 and so forth, and I'm selecting all the columns. That's why I left this one blank. We can also write 1 to 3. It doesn't matter which one you want. So if I do this, certainly I'm going to get the first to be the 41st. Have you seen? So this, and if you look at it, the pre-weight is what? Ordered from the smallest to what? The largest. If you want the largest to come first, it means you must go in and say order decreasing is equal to what? True. And that will be done. So that's how you use order and so forth. Okay. So that's the B part. And then C is ranking. So ranking, we use rank. Okay. Now you can also look at the helpers for rank. There. Okay. So rank NA.lives ties. You know how to treat ties. By default, it is average. Okay. Some will say first, you can last, random, maximum, minimum, you can use any of them. So by default, we will use the average. Okay. So let's see. I can call anorexia. Let me say I want to rank the pre-weight. So what am I going to do? I'll call rank, and then I put in anorexia. Okay. So what is happening is that you see the first one, the first observation is 29.0. Y is the 29th position. The next one is the 68th position. Remember, if you look at the the first one, the is there, okay, which was 41, and you can count. This is 37, right? So the first 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So 8.5, there is a tie between 40 and um 46, 47, 48. So 40 and 48, they are the same numbers. That's why you have the ties and so forth. So you can, go through this and get your ranks. And for example, if you are doing, let's say, a Spearman's rank correlation, you can use this rank. So from here, you should be in a position to write a function to compute what Spearman's rank correlation. And in that case, you will need the the function rank to get your rankings, okay, so that you get your DIs, which will be the difference between X and Y, the ranks between X and Y, and so forth. So this is also helpful in other cases. So I just want us to have a look at a comparison. So a comparison of sorting, ranking, and ordering. Now, okay, so let me say, so I make it maybe compare, and compare is a data frame, data.frame, and let's say it's any. Okay. So now my first one is that I want to give it a sort is assigned error. Oh, sorry. Okay. So rather I should say a list, just a list, and then yeah. Okay. So and then I can do dot rank, and then lastly order. Oh, sorry, this one should have been rank. Okay, and this should have been order. Okay, so I'll rerun this and that one. Okay, so now if I, okay, but maybe I should combine them so that they become a matrix, and then it will be easier to compare what is happening. So cbind, and I'll just call them so sort rank and then order. So if you look at it, this is how it looks like, and you should be in a position to check what is so if you like, you can the first one is sort. Okay, so that will sort the actual data set from what? Smallest to the largest. Rank, what are the ranks in relation to them? So the first one is the 29, and then what are the order? If you order them, then the 41st observation is what the least weight and so forth. So that's our discussion on ranks and so forth. And as I said, for your assignment, you should write a function. So assignment. This is assignment. Write a function. Write your own function. Your own function to compute the Spearman's and the Pearson's. Okay, so Spearman's rank correlation, rank, and the Pearson's product moment correlation coefficient. Okay. Now, once you are done, you write your own function, then compare your results. Compare your results with that of the inbuilt function. Core. Now, remember that in core, you will find Spearman and then Pearson's. So you have to write your own function, and then when you use it for your own example, you compare the results of your function with that of the inbuilt function on using core, okay, to get the Pearson's and then the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. So please try your hands on it, and then later on I'll ask you to submit plus some other exercises. Okay.